In this video, we will look at a problem of right rotating the array by one index. If the input is 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, then in the output, the first element will move to the second index, second will move to the third, third will move to the fourth, fourth will move to the fifth, and the last element will move to the first location. And if there is only one element, it will remain at its. Now let's look at the pseudocode before jumping into the coding part of it. Let's look at the pseudocode. I've taken example of this array. Now we will start the iteration of the array from the last element and replace the current element with the previous one. So currently the element which is under consideration is 8. So we will replace the 8 element with its previous element which is 6. So after this array will look like this. So here you can see a problem that we have lost the element at the last index which is 8. So before starting the iteration we need to save that variable, or sorry, that index element in some variable. So let's save it in some variable so that we don't lose track of it. So after the first iteration our next element will be 6. So this 6 will be replaced by 5. So our array will look like 1, 4, 5, 5 and 6. Now in the next iteration, mm, the element under current consideration will be 5. So we'll be replacing that 5 with its previous element which is 4. So it will become like this. And after this the next element is 4. So that 4 will get replaced with the 1. So array will look like this. At this point we will stop iteration as there is only one element left in the array. So as you can see that the only missing piece here is that we need to replace the first element with the last one which we have already saved. So we will simply replace it, replace last with first. So our array will start looking like this: 8, 1, 4, 5, 6, which is actually the output we are looking forward. Now let's look at the Java part of it. To save time, I have already written the basic skeleton. I have declared a class here, our main method, and the rotate array method. The main method simply declares an array and prints it before rotation and then after the rotation to verify that our results are correct. In this video, we will be filling up this rotate array method. Let's start writing the method. First, let's add some basic checks, like if array is null or the length of the array is less than 2, we can simply return, because if the array contains only one element, then we don't need to rotate it at it's only one element, so it's already rotated. So if arr equal null or arr dot length less than 2, we don't need to do anything, we can simply return. Next, we need to save the last element of the array before starting the iteration. So let's call it last, and we can save the last element of array using arr dot length -1. So last element. In this way we have saved the last element. Now let's start a loop from the last index. Arr dot length -1 until it's greater than 0, and I minus minus. And here we just need to replace the elements, like the error of I will be become equal to what's there in the second last index, or the last index. And at the end we will be replacing the first element of the array with the last, and that's it. Now let's run this code to see if this works well. As you can see that before rotation the array was 1 4 5 6 8, and after rotation every element have been shifted to one step right. To verify further, let's change the output as well. If I only give the one element, so you can see that it's working well. If I give 3 elements, so it's working as expected. Thank you very much.